Welcome, everyone. To have you back in the Zoom room for another live session. So we're going to jump straight into our teaching for today. Let's have a look at the daily quotes, and there's a bit of teaching around that, and then we'll go into the lesson for today, and if we have time, a little meditation on that, but see how we go, shall we? So let me share my screen with you. If Kim or Elaine could read this quote. So we looked at this we've looked at this quote before from Einstein, but always a profound one, so thought I'd include it again. So Elaine or Kim, if you could read the headline quote for us.
Yeah. A human being is part of the whole called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feeling, as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole nature in its beauty. Albert Einstein.
Yeah, it was an interesting quote, really, from a scientist. It's the most famous scientist of the 20th century, one of the most famous scientists of all time. But it could easily have been said by a mystic or a spiritual master, couldn't it? Like, it's not really a scientific quote primarily. So he started to go more into philosophy really, in the last part of his life, which shows that science and mysticism converge at a point of singularity that is true reality. Whether you approach it from the perspective of science, say, theory of relativity, which was Einstein's theory, which really says that everything's relative. That's why it's called relativity. There's no absolute fixed reality in time and space. Time and space are relative. They're not absolute. Theory of relativity says space, it's about matter and space. So matter tells space how to curve, how to bend, and space tells matter where to go. That's really what it's saying. But there's an interaction between them. So it's nothing's absolute and fixed. Everything's relative. That's what Einstein, in the absence of observation. That's the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics. So in other words, the observer is absolutely critical to everything. So, from a scientific perspective, you end up in the same place as the mystics, saying, well, this is an illusion. And the observer is creating that illusion. It's all happening in their mind. And actually beyond that lies an awareness that's transcendent, which is what Einstein was seeking. He was looking for the grand unified theory, which he never found because he's still looking within the dream to find it. He's looking for the unification of the four primary forces in the universe: gravity, strong nuclear, weak nuclear, and electromagnetic forces. But he couldn't ever find it, and no one ever has, because you can't find pure unity in separation. So actually he started to go into this transcendent awareness and look beyond it, and hence these kinds of quotes, saying that our job is to free ourselves from this prison of our limited separate self. So Kim, we were talking about, the approach to your problem. It's to zoom out of it, zoom out of the prison of your separate self concept, and be able then, from that higher perspective, to have compassion and embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty, everyone in that situation, from, that loving awareness. That's the way you solve the problems. So there's an interesting exercise for you to do to approach the often practical and seemingly drudgerous tasks you may have to do on a daily basis, such as housework, shopping, cooking, washing the dishes, and so on, with a different attitude by changing your inner state first, and then allowing your essence to do the work for you. So definitely worth doing if you haven't done it today, and can recommend it. Just make a list of all these kinds of activities that you perform frequently, like housework and shopping and commuting to and from work and anything else that you may consider uninteresting, boring, tedious, irritating, or stressful. But don't include anything that you detest doing. That's the case either for acceptance or for stopping the activity entirely. So then whenever you engage in those activities, let them be a vehicle for heightened awareness and flow. Be absolutely present in what you do and sense the alert, alive, yet still presence, or pure formless awareness within you. And that is always present in the background of your mind while you're doing the activity. So it's just to consciously, in these activities, remind yourself. And that's what finding the joy of being in what you're doing, which is the essence of the flow state, is. You feel your everyday life is tedious, it lacks meaning, or it's too stressful. It's because you haven't brought this dimension of presence into your life yet, and being conscious of it whenever you do has not yet become your main aim in life. But fortunately, you can train yourself to do that. Become increasingly aware of this presence, which is what the mind training in the Art of Letting Go course and program is designed to help you do. Yeah, let us know. I think you've all continuing on with this process after the Art of Letting Go course finishes, which is good. So, then it just becomes ongoing. Let me try and stay in the state of flow by practicing. My life becomes my spiritual practice, to stay in this heightened awareness and this flow rather than be sucked down into the ego. We talked about it yesterday, and we said it's like walking the tightrope. There's also the 3 modalities of awakened doing. So if you haven't watched that, it's very interesting. It talks about acceptance. Eckhart Tolle talks about acceptance at the foundational level. So you've got to let go of the negativity and find a state of calm and peace at the very basic level, or if you're going to be conscious. If you're in resistance, if you're in craving or aversion, resistance or desire, we call it, then you're not just at the base level of conscious doing, acceptance. So job then is to let go. So you can do that, and then you can use that as a stepping stone or platform to go into the second stage, which is enjoyment. So you can find a joy in what you're doing, which is the spirit then coming into your life in action. That's what the flow state is. You enjoy what you're doing. You're in joy, literally. And then third stage is enthusiasm, where there's a little bit of there's an awareness of a destination. Okay, I'm going to the top of the mountain. I'm enjoying the hike to the mountain, but the view at the top is going to be amazing. And so there's a little bit of a inspiration or enthusiasm. They mean the same thing. Entheos means God in you, and inspiration means spirit in you. Whether it's God or spirit, it's the same thing. And so, to really find our higher purpose, we want to find that level of joy in what we're doing, and then the inspiration of, okay, I'm going somewhere with this. So I might have a project that I'm going to do as part of this, which inspires me, and kind of is a focus point, and doesn't detract from my joy in any way. In fact, enhances it. So interesting to listen to, and he talks about it more in this book, A New Earth. So you can also read that if you haven't read that. In today's second discussion, we revisited this, so you can listen to all these. There's some good stuff in all of these. That's why I include them. If you want to go deeper into this, and if you haven't completed exercise 9 yet, then do that. Because we're finishing the course on Sunday, we're going to use exercise 9 as a springboard for exercise 10. which we're going to do in a group exercise, as I mentioned. So make sure you join. Lynn, we've already talked about. So join Sunday evening, definitely at will either be 6 or 7 p.m. UK time to do exercise 9. We've done exercise 9 to do exercise 10. So your higher purpose, just to recap on this, is to follow the path that helps you to overcome these weaknesses and heal your pain by letting it go in the quickest way possible for you. So as a result, our higher purpose is often inspired by our most traumatic or difficult experiences. It's in your greatest point of pain that you find your highest purpose. And that is the point of the pain. It's to be a catalyst for you, awakening to your higher purpose. For example, an alcoholic has overcome their drinking habit, may become an Alcoholics Anonymous counselor to help people who are going through what he went through to overcome their addiction. In the process, completes his own healing. And that, in fact, is part of the AA process. The 12-step process has that, help another alcoholic as one of the steps. So that's because, as Yeshua teaches in the introduction to the Manual for Teachers, so someone read that. Kim, perhaps, purpose of the course.
The purpose of the course might be said to provide you with a means of choosing what you want to teach on the basis of what you want to learn.
Yeah, keep calm and carry on teaching. I like that lesson.
Yeah.
You're always teaching, whether you like it or not, whether you formally teaching or you just going about your life. You're always teaching a thought system. So what are you teaching, and therefore what are you learning? That's the question. And you teach what you want to learn. So commit to teaching the thought system of the Holy Spirit in all of your thoughts, words, and actions, and then you will learn it. And that is how you, through your higher purpose, the more you learn it and the more identified you become with your true self rather than the false self. And that's the whole point of the higher purpose, is to connect you with your higher self. So the blueprint for your higher self that you formulate in exercise 8 also help you to do exercise 9. You've both done that. So the exercise 8 is exercise 9 is what you can do. It will stretch you to really live the values that drive the behaviors. What can you do to really live these behaviors? And your purpose then becomes the way that you learn those values and then learn the higher level who you are, the essence identity. So it's a cascade. The essence identity or your true self then ripples into the blueprint for your higher self. So if we look at this true self, I am my essence identity, I am love, then extends into the illusion through your values. So you have 7 to 10 key values, which is how you actually interact and operate in the world. And your higher purpose becomes the catalyst to learn all that, to really help you to learn those values, to live them day by day, moment by moment, and to more and more identify yourself as the true self. So the higher purpose is part of the journey to awaken to your true self. And that's kind of the whole point. It's not really about what happens on the level of form. It's about the journey of waking up to yourself. That's the hero's journey. Okay. Any comments or questions on that? Otherwise, let's go into our lesson, shall we? Happy to move on to the lesson, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is lesson 33. There is another way of looking at the world, or there is another way of perceiving the world. Because it's not just looking visually, perceiving engages all of your senses. So it's seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and so on. There is another way of perceiving the world. And just to mention a little housekeeping note, if you want reminders of these, then I've given you some links to go download the ACIM Alerts app so that it reminds you frequently during the day. You can set it to, how many times you want it to remind you during the day so that you get the reminder, and then you can either read the lesson on the app, or you could read it on Telegram, or you could listen to a breath break to do that. Ultimately, I want to have one app, the Art of Letting Go app, that does all of this. You have the alerts, and then you have all of these, the lessons in the original alternative form, and also the breath breaks that go with it to help you practice them. So that's on the card sometime in the hopefully not too distant future. Okay. So there's another way of looking at the world. Perhaps someone read that. This is Elaine, you read it, because it's you sent me this originally, so thank you for that. You can read the slide.
There is a whole other way of looking at the world. It has something to show me, something beautiful and clean and of infinite value, full of happiness and hope. God is in everything I see. God's love is in everything I see. God's hand is in everything I see. God's purpose to help me return is in everything I see.
God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. If you recall, that was lesson 29 and 30. So love is in everything I see because love is in my mind. Love is in everything I perceive because love is in my mind, because I perceive with my mind. So whatever I'm doing, there's a, father and son, looks like making a kite. Love is in that, if you perceive it that way. This is a way of correctly interpreted. This is a way of connecting and sharing love through that activity. And so it then becomes infused with this loving awareness. And then life has, all purpose and all meaning. And if you don't see love in everything, then you're out of alignment with source, because love is in everything. It's the underlying fundamental awareness without which nothing would exist. So it has to be there. If you don't perceive it, then you misperceive. And this whole course is designed to help you correct those misperceptions and be able to perceive love in everything that you see, feel, touch, taste, hear, smell. It's underlying. It's the underlying awareness behind everything. So it can't not be there. It's only your ego that's blocked you from perceiving it. So today's idea is just an attempt to recognize that you can shift your perception of the world in both its outer and its inner aspects. So your external perception, you perceive reality outside of you, that can be changed. And the inner aspect is your thoughts and emotions. That can also be changed. In fact, they're two sides of the same coin. So let's practice that for, say, 10 minutes. I know, Dan, you said you have to go. So we'll just do a quick 10-minute med of this. It's a very short exercise. So let's go into that. So just close your eyes to start with, getting into a nice, comfortable meditation posture, feet shoulder width apart, back straight. Cup your hands in your lap, close your eyes, and take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises. You clench the sphincter muscles, the muscle used to track the flow of urine, squeeze the last drops out. That locks the energy in. So you feel that root lock in yoga, it's called. And you breathe in and you feel this wave of energy rising up the spine as a warm tingling sensation into your heart center. Put one hand on your heart, connect with your heart space. And then draw the energy up into the crown of your head, pausing at the top of the inhale. Smile. Scan your mind. So just noticing any thoughts going on, any emotions, any related body sensations. What's going on in your mind? And repeat today's idea slowly to yourself. Say, there is another way of looking at the world. There is another way of perceiving the world, if you prefer. There is another way of perceiving or looking at the world. And then if another thought arises, apply the same idea. When exhale, just to help you release whatever misperceptions are arising. So if there's any kind of discomfort, any fear, anxiety, anger, attack thoughts, and so on, just blow them away. The breeze of your breath to the nothingness that they really are. Going, gone. And then you rest here for a few moments. Breathing in and out through your nose, observe the breath, scan your mind again, notice any thoughts coming up. And again, just apply the idea. Here's another way of perceiving this situation. Situation's coming up. Or a person, there's another way of perceiving this person. And let that bring a sense of restfulness to your mind. So now you're going to open your eyes and just glance casually around the world as you breathe in again. Glance casually around the world you perceive as outside yourself. Whatever you're seeing, just look at it. There's no rush. Remind yourself of today's idea. There is another way of looking at the world. There's another way of perceiving everything I see. Tell yourself that slowly, and then close your eyes again. And again, just scan your mind, survey your inner thoughts, equal casualness. Whatever's going on, you notice the thought and have a sense of just being above that thought. You are not that thought, you're just the witness of that thought. Observing the thought coming, and then it goes. So it's like a cloud just drifting by. Each thought is just a passing cloud in the eternal sky of your true awareness. You just go more into the awareness of the sky, which is eternal, which is unchanging. That's the only truth of your mind. In this awareness, you are always peaceful, happy, calm, abundant, joyful. These words are just pointers to a state of isness, the isness of your being that simply is, like the sky just is. And the clouds just change all the time. Clouds are the illusion. They just come and go, and they shift and they change, and sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. The sky is always there. whether the clouds are there obscuring it or not. So just, again, observe these thoughts casually. Try to remain equally uninvolved in your thoughts. You can open your eyes as you choose, look around again. Don't get involved in anything you see, so everything's the same. Whatever object you see in your visual perception or you hear, it's all the same, and there's just the same underlying peace. And you close your eyes and you find that same peace. Just maintain this detachment as you repeat the idea. There's another way of looking at the world. There's another way of perceiving the world. You can use that in its different forms as you choose. Perhaps if you look outside, so open your eyes, look around you. So there's another way of looking at the world. As you look around, just note everything from the state of calm, aware detachment. And then close your eyes. Scan your mind again, look at any thoughts about people, places, events, circumstances, and situations. And if those arise, there is another way of perceiving this person, place, event, situation, circumstance, whatever it is. There is another way of perceiving this. When you exhale, and have a sense of, as you do that, releasing your existing perception. You really have to say, I don't know how to perceive this anymore. My own way of looking and perceiving is faulty. It's caused me to suffer and possibly others to suffer as well. There must be another way of looking at this, perceiving this that is completely free of suffering. There's another way of perceiving this. Just dwell in this for a minute or so of deep silence. Nothing else to do, nowhere else to go. Just connect with this deeper awareness that lies beyond perception, beyond duality, perception, time and space, lies higher awareness. To go into that awareness, the level of the blue sky above the clouds, and just rest here. One more time, there's another way of perceiving everything, the situation and everything, and so I rest in my higher awareness. Give that invitation to the Holy Spirit to bring this awareness into your mind. Observe your breath, just to keep your mind very clear and calm, and just experience this awareness for a couple of minutes of deep silence. So just gently coming back. Just deeper awareness. Awareness of your body, the breath, the senses, and the world. On the count of 3, you can now open your eyes. So 1, just breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises and the chest rises. Subtle flow of air in through the nostrils, pausing at the top of the inhale, smile. Scan your mind, noticing thoughts, emotions, related body sensations going on. Anything that feels all negative or limiting or contracted or constricting, and remind yourself that there's another way of looking at this. There's another way of perceiving this. Use whichever form of that's more helpful. And then you exhale. Just exhale, blow it out with your breath. Just letting it go to the nothingness that it really is. It's going, gone. Follow the stomach into the spine. Expel the last remaining air out. And then just rest here in this still, calm, peaceful awareness. For a few moments. Follow the exhale on the count of 2. Notice the weight of your body pressing down, chair, your feet touching the ground. Noticing what you're feeling and touching. And there's a subtle taste in your mouth, smell in your nose. Notice that. Notice what you're hearing. And just remind yourself as you do all this that there is another way of perceiving all of this. The inner world and the outer world. So on the count of 3, now open your eyes. Just take a moment. And you're just going to look around. And apply the idea one more time as you look around the world, to whatever it is that you can see visually, and remind yourself that there is another way of looking at this. Whatever I see, notice that it's the same underlying awareness or peace that is aware of all of it. And in that awareness, there is always peace. So connect with that peace, anchor that peace in, set the intention to stay here for the rest of the day, and to practice this lesson. All you have to do is remind yourself there's another way of looking at whatever comes up. There's another way of perceiving any situation, and you have a breath break you can listen to help you do that. So listen to the recording if you have a few minutes, or you can do it in just a few seconds by just recording the idea and using it to reset you into your higher awareness. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the meditation and the practice of the lesson. So if you need to leave now, Elaine, I know you said to go at 2, then do that. Otherwise, we're going to go into a little bit of text. It's only a very short text section today, just 2 paragraphs. So we'll probably only be about 20 minutes to half an hour, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I've got to go into the town and then up to another. Yeah, I'm not going to get time. I'm going to be there for 3. Yeah, I'm going to have to go now. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Have a nice weekend, everybody. Bye.
All right. See you Sunday evening.
Sunday evening. Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Have a good weekend.
Namaste. You too.
Namaste. All right, Lynn. So, how are you doing? Are you up for doing a bit of text?
No, I've got a terrible headache, John. No, it's getting worse, so it's probably better if I just drop off and listen on. Am I the only one left? I don't know what's going on. I can't see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
No,
are.
sorry, I can't do anything. I was hoping I'd feel a bit better, but I've not. I just had a nightmare morning for no reason. Just I'm out of flow, and I can't get back in. So I couldn't get logged onto my computer, and couldn't get on. I fell back to sleep when I was going to get on here, so no, sorry.
Okay, well, Kim's just joined again. Let's just see if she wants to. You can, if she wants to carry on, you can just listen if you want. Kim, how's it?
Okay.
Hi, sorry, my battery died.
That's okay. Yeah,
That's okay, but
there's
okay.
there's a little bit of text to do. It's only two paragraphs if you want to spend another 20 minutes or half an hour.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
Sorry, because I need to get back to work. So I do apologize, and thank you,
No, it's okay.
Jono. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn, I hope I know there's been a lot. I've listened to some of the shares, the most recent one, and I know there's a lot going on for you. And well, Mason what to shared in the expression at least, with moves but I hope things are working out as well from what you shared. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not having a funny day today. Nothing's going right today. I can't even get logged in on my laptop with my internet. Everything. So I know I'm out of sync. I know I'm out of flow, but I've just got my head's throbbing. So I've got to find a way to get back in. I'm going to go and have a bath or something.
Yeah, do a meditation.
So
maybe meditate in the bath. That's was
yeah.
quite a good. You just kind of lie there. If you got headphones, you put some headphones on. Listen to one of the meditations I've sent you. If you got that healing meditation, that might help.
I'll have to find that one. I haven't got earphones, but I'll find that healing one because I've got loads of pain. I haven't had pain for days, and now it's like everywhere, all in my neck and my back and my head, and so annoyed at myself.
Well, then the thing is to just observe it without judgment. You see, the annoyance is just the ego being annoyed with itself. So it's like, okay, I can just. So can you lie in the bath and just observe the sensations?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Without judgment. Okay, I'm just observing.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this prickling, tingling, whatever's going on in my back, in my neck, and I just observe it. But you're detaching from the self that's judging, and that's the whole process of vipassana.
Okay. Yeah.
That'll help, and you can put on some. In fact, I've got a 1 hour guided vipassana meditation. I'll send it to you if you want. So it takes you through the body, the breathing first for about 10 or 20 minutes, and then into the body scanning. So you could put that on while you're lying in the bath, and
that'd be great.
And that'd be a way of just detaching from all of that.
I think I'm going to be sick, so I'm going to go. Right. But please if you send that.
All right, I'll send that to you, Lynn. All right. Thanks, and do join us Sunday evening. Oh, Lynn's gone. Yeah. So Kim, join us Sunday evening.
Thank you, John.
I'll try and do it from 8 because it's the final session. We've got quite a lot to do. But I'll advise on that. It'll either be 8 or 9. But 9 is not too bad. I mean, you can certainly join for an hour or two. So So we'll do the that process then, and if that still doesn't work, we could always do a one-on-one. So, but do Sunday first. And see how it goes.
Thank you, Jono. Namaste.
Namaste. All right. See you then.
Thanks. Okay.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. All right, so that's a wrap for today. Thank you to Kim, Lynn, and Elaine for joining. Another good session. Hope you enjoyed that. Short and sweet today. If you enjoyed this, do subscribe to the channel to be notified whenever I go live, which is 6 days a week. You can also sign up to get some of the material I shared up front, email. So I send that out on Telegram, and you get the daily quote and the daily lesson and a little meditation or breath break, as I call it, to help you practice the lesson free. So go to lifebuild.com to do that. You can see the spelling there just in the background, lifebuild.com. The URL is also below if you look at the text box. below this video. If you look into some YouTube, you can see that there, and you can also go to, if you'd like to join us in one of these live sessions, there's an open session happening, masterclass happening on this next Sunday. So just go to the AOLG, that's THEAOLG.com to find out more about that and sign up. It's a free session, and you also get a 3-week free trial of the Art of Letting Go program, which I'll talk more about in that session. Hope you enjoyed that. Take the next step, and I hope to see you on the inside soon. Namaste, which means the true self in me honors that same true peaceful self in you. Wishing you love, peace, and joy.